I know you saw us last night and you just can't get enough of us, can you?
No.
We are back having fun with J&J. Jenny and Jeanette, or Jeanette and Jenny, we are interchangeable. My name's Jenny.
I'm
That's
Jeanette.
Jeanette. And we are back with our special guest from Beaufort, South Carolina, Brenda Thompson. And we are going to have a show for you. She is fabulous. She's got some great products. We are so excited to be back here again on Friday. This is our second show this week. And we got crafters everywhere. Crafters everywhere. So I'm not going to delay this anymore. I'm going to give this over to Jeanette so we can get talking to our crafter Brenda, because she's got a story and she hasn't told us yet.
Yes,
So,
and I can't wait
Jeanette,
to hear it.
That's all yours, girlfriend.
So here we got Brenda Thompson. I met Brenda on Alignable. I know you keep hearing that. One day we'll tell you. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead, and we met Brenda, and I met Brenda, and I fell in love with her work. And I said, Brenda, I would love to have you on our show. And she said, okay. And I love people that say yes, because that means there's a chance for them to grow and see us. So here is Brenda Thompson. So Brenda, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started, beautiful woman.
Well, hello, and thank you for having me on the show. It's actually something my whole life, it's been in me. I discovered that I loved crafts at the age of 11. Used to sit in my bedroom for hours every day, making a different craft every week. And that is where my crafting began. And then when I got old enough, when I was 16, I got into making, back in the day when Cabbage Patch dolls were the thing.
Oh my gosh,
I was 16 years old at that time, so I'm giving away my age.
Okay, I got one for my daughter.
It was fabulous. Like they couldn't get dolls because they were sold out, right? So I made self-sculptured dolls, and I sold them. I put a little ad in a Thrifty Nickel newspaper, and I got so many orders, I had to stop taking orders. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't get them done by Christmas. So
are you kidding me?
So that was my
you
first.
Have to stop taking orders. I would have hired more people, woman. I would have said, people, we need people.
Well, I was 16, and at the time, I mean, trust me, I did a lot of dolls, and I made the clothes that go on them, and they were all soft sculptures. They were made literally from scratch. Every bit of it. And then I started doing birthday orders. People were getting them for birthdays. And so I did do those. So
do you have one of those styles available?
Do you have sadly, I don't. I didn't even think about it.
Sadly. Question.
I'll have to see if I can come up with a picture sometime and share it with you, because I do have pictures where I'm holding them when I was 16.
Have you ever thought about bringing them back?
No, because I'm just, trust me, I'm into so many things. I can't say no that I never did, because I actually did. But yeah, when you see my trail of crafting and all this kind of stuff that I've gotten into, you'll understand.
Okay. All right.
I know, right?
It's my initial thing that got me really, thinking of, what can I do and how can I express and get my art and stuff.
So what happened after that? What'd you call your dolls?
I didn't really, they were just soft sculptured replicas of, I mean, I didn't really have a name for them.
Yeah. So what happened? Where'd you go from there?
Well, where I went from there was I got married. I had twins, and I had to stop crafting. I was quite the sewer. So I would sew all the time. And this lady hired me to make doll clothes because she saw my doll in doll clothes at a garage sale. And she was like, oh my goodness, I've never seen anybody sew that straight of a seam. Would you be interested in sewing for me? So I took on that job. I was 17? And I started sewing doll clothes. She would bring them to me all cut out.
17. It has to get better. It's getting better than that, because 16, 17. What happens at 18?
I got married.
Okay.
I was just a little young thing, but you know what? It was. I was interested in things of the home, I really never had a desire to be out and be corporate, even though I did wind up in the corporate. Eventually, that wasn't really my first initial love. And so, yeah. And so after we got married, I spent all my time sewing and all that good stuff. And then after we had babies, having twins, I mean, my hands were full. I had to literally lay down everything and just be a mother. And it wasn't until 2013, I believe, I got back into things for myself. My children were grown and out of the home, and my sons went in the military, and my daughter married someone in the military. So, you know what? My life was back to just, hey, let's see what I can do.
Yeah, and that's typical with women, and they think that we don't give up our dreams. And if they only knew the backstory, like we all had to give up something to do our life, the marriage. This is like marriage, kids, and everything. But we had to give up our passion to do life. And then right after life is over, like life, that part of the life cycle is over. Now we get back into what we really love. So I can imagine, when did you start at the time? Now you're getting back into what you really love. And what did you start out with now?
Well, at 2013, I love photography, and I was thinking, hey, what if I made some cute little things crochet-wise for babies? Because I love babies. I didn't have grandkids at the time, and so this is a little zebra.
So that is the cutest thing ever.
So we won't spend much time on this, but it literally, like, this was an actual gift from God for me, because at the time I needed it so bad with my life. And I sat down and I was like, Lord, could you just help me learn how to crochet? I said, because I really want to do this. And obviously it looked, very hard. And I pulled up a video, and in 30 minutes, I learned how to crochet. I am not kidding. 30 minutes. And within a month, I was creating patterns by myself. It was crazy.
That's
so
amazing.
I spent the next several years doing craft shows, selling my crochet in Tennessee. I lived in Tennessee at the time. And so that's what I did. And I had so much fun, and it did my heart so much good. So that's what I did. And then after the crochet, because I started having really bad pain in my hands, and I got to where I couldn't do it. Like, I couldn't do it for a business, and I couldn't make a living off of it. So I felt like this was something I had to kind of gravitate away from. But I had so many other interests and things that I was doing. And so somewhere in between there, I wound up moving to South Carolina, which is where I'm at now. And I didn't know at the time, I had stage 3 cancer in my body, and I did not know it. I was working full time for a corporate doing training. So I traveled in like 5 states. And I was busy all the time. And I would crochet while I was in the hotel, because my life was away from home at that time. I was in a hotel almost the whole year, except for 2 weeks. I'd be home. Yeah. And so anyway, so I crocheted. But then when I got to South Carolina, within a short period of time after that, I found out that I had stage 3 melanoma cancer. And so that's where it gets good, right? It's like, oh my gosh. The Lord gave me a very loving and faithful healing in my body. I'm 100% cancer free. It changed my life. It really changed my life, because I went from that where I no longer worked out. It turned my journey. And so I no longer worked for that company. And I wanted, after I got through, a certain stage where I left treatments, I was gradually getting better and stronger. Well, I wanted to start doing something with my time. And I started crafting. And everything you see on my website, everything you see everywhere about me, except for this, has come from my journey when it started here in South Carolina. So
wow. And what made you go into the crafting part? Like, besides the crocheting, that we see a lot of stuff on your thing. So tell us about that. How did that come about?
Well, another thing, I used to be in real estate. So I did real estate for 11 years. I attempted to I was going to get my license here in South Carolina. Well, I started doing it. And because of what my body had been through, I'd just been through so much in my mind. I just wasn't up to it. I didn't have the energy to be going back into real estate. So I was like, I've got to do something. And so I started doing a little bit of crochet, but I was like, I can't make a living off of this. So I've really got to think about something else. And so then I started sewing. I'd gotten some embroidery machines. And I love babies, obviously, with my little hat.
I just tell you something? I was telling her before, I was going through her website and her Facebook, her baby stuff. And I'm a picky, as a crafter, I'm a picky person. And so I don't give this lightly. Her baby stuff, her like layettes are stunning. They're stunning. And they're so well made. You can tell, like you can just tell by looking at them, and it just drives me crazy. Look at that.
Aww.
That is just gorgeous.
Oh,
it's gorgeous.
Wow.
And so again, people, if you have someone special, look at that. Look at that. If you have someone special and you want to give them a beautiful baby gift, don't go to the big box stores.
Look, this is made with personal love. Oh my gosh.
Give
so
Brenda
what I
a
do,
call. Please give Brenda a call. I mean, seriously, I I'm sorry, I just had to do that little
well, I appreciate that because literally for myself, when I find a theme for the baby like this, I make matching cards to match that theme.
Oh my gosh.
And
that
so
is precious.
You couldn't really get I just love all the detail of what I can do. And then inside here, of course, they can put their own little stuff. But I can do as much or as little as somebody wants me to do. I put personal messages in them for them. Because like some of them will have them like shipped to the person they want. So I do have shipping. And all of the stuff on my website that I sell has free shipping. So you don't have to worry about how much extra it's going to cost you. It's literally whatever the price is. But I've made, and the thing about it is that you can tell me what you want. You can say, hey, I want flowers. I want safari. I want, elephants, whatever. You just tell me and I will help you.
Wow. And where can they find you? Where is your site at? And I know that's why I asked for the information, because I'm gonna put it at the end of the videos, like I always do with all of them. But it's good to, oh my gosh, he has it already made.
Already.
Is it backwards?
No, we got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
Beautiful.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yep. So that's the coastline. Yeah, that's the Coastline Boutique. One of the things that, and I have a niece actually that got me into this part, was with the surgical scrubs.
Oh,
they're scrub hats.
Yes,
that's the nurses. Nurses out there.
This stitching is really unique. Nobody actually that I know of does this, and so
oh my gosh,
I made this for my niece.
Okay, nurses, if you're a nurse, you need to come out here and just get yourself a customized. Nobody will have your style. Look at this, how beautiful that is.
I think there's about 13 different styles online. And the other thing, one of the things that I really, really have been getting into is I'm going to be making a line of purses, and I'm calling them Bree bags.
Bree.
Yes. So my name is Brenda. I have a nickname, Bree. And my middle name is Joyce. So I came up with Bree Joy.
Bree Joy. Like now, what's the name of your company again? I didn't hear it in the beginning. What is it?
So this is my store. This is Coastline Boutique.
Coastline Boutique. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Coastline Boutique out of
unfortunately,
South Carolina.
There's way too much for me to share and talk about all in one day. 1 second, I dropped something. I am actually doing a blog. And it's going to be Bree Joy Bakes. And I know that is completely different than the boutique, but honestly, if you knew what all I was into, you would understand.
Jeanette, before you came on, we were just talking about crafters, and I've really never met a crafter, maybe one or two, that only does one thing.
No,
I mean, almost all of us have either either we do it and we like it, or we're kind of tired of it, or my whole focus was always, can I make a living at this, as opposed to like, I love to quilt. And instead of making the big ones, I ended up making the baby quilts because they're just quicker and easier.
Yeah.
But for me, because I'm always the person that has to overdo, I made, you know how you get a baby quilt, they're small. I wanted baby quilts that were big, that you laid that baby on it. Because when I raised my kids, I put the quilt out there like on the grass at the picnic, and that baby went on that quilt. But if they're small, the kid's crawling off and they're already into the grass. So I wanted it big. But
that's what I do with my baby blankets too, is I make them bigger than the ones that you standardly buy. And so people do like my baby blankets because they're large.
They're large. I mean, they give me these little tiny ones, and it's great. But the quilts for the, you know, you're talking babies that are starting to be a little mobile. They're up on their knees, you know, and I just like them bigger. But all crafters, it's because they're so wonderfully gifted. They're the gifts that they have, and they just shine. It's so exciting to see you say that.
I still have my baby blanket that somebody gave me for my son, and it was a Disney Mickey Mouse one. And believe it or not, he's 29 now, and I still have it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I know.
Something that
I'm guilty.
I'm guilty. And there's something
you
keep forever. And if you make it personal, it's like forever. You don't get rid of those stuff. You don't. You can get rid of maybe a Dollar Tree one and throw it away, but you don't get rid of personal stuff. And I understand, Jenny, what you're saying. We don't stick, us crafters, like I started with a clock, then it became a coaster, now it became something else, and I just kept going. I say, you know, let me just go with it, you know. And we just don't stay with one stuff because we always get that inspiration. I want to do this, or we see something like, oh man, I can make that better. You know, that's why we got. I don't think there's a single crafter out there that just sticks to one thing.
No, and you know, and that's really what I actually had started with the bags that I'm going to be doing.
Oh my gosh!
So this is fabulous fabric. It's from Ethan Allen. Ethan Allen Fabrics.
Okay.
So I have like just really top-notch fabrics.
Are you using samples?
No, these are real. These are for
samples,
sale,
sweetie.
Am I what?
No. I mean, when you're Ethan Allen, are you buying?
Yes. Yes, I
sample
am.
bags?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like those.
See, you can. This is what's cool, people. I used to be an interior designer, so I used to work with all the fabric companies, and we used to get sample books. And it's like buying remnants, you know, that you don't always get the same one, unfortunately, but you can find some beautiful fabrics for, you know, it brings your cost down, guys.
I like that
That's
one.
amazing.
I love
it.
Phone and money.
I have got like fabric. I have got so much fabric that I'll never run out. And the fun thing is that people can custom order if they need something, if they have a color or a, you know, theme or something that they want. Oh, and then this one was just
I want one with the theme of us. Oh my God, look how cute.
My granddaughter would love that.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Look at, oh my gosh.
It's even got bling. I've got the bling on here.
What kind of purse do you want, Jeanette?
I want one with ours that says having fun with J&J with our colors on it. You know, I want one of those.
Hey, we can make one of those.
I like that.
I'll just put my order in now. I want to having fun with J&J purse.
Yeah.
You sew, you paint.
I sew, I paint. This is a mixture. I got to show you this, but I want to make sure I show you these shells.
They're hand painted shells. Is that like an ornament?
Yes. So I make these. I sell these at Christmas. My Christmas shells went like nuts this past year. See how blingy?
That is beautiful.
Well, I showed you this one because I'm thinking like for the novelty part, I'm doing a lot of, you know, and I've got new ones coming out this year. Look at the little seahorse.
Oh.
I have
in Christmas colors. Can you see a tree seriously, a tree all in white with
Oh,
white
yes.
lights with them shining off the shell.
This
Oh
is the
my
ugly
God.
sweaters.
Adorable.
Oh, it has an ugly sweater in it. Oh my gosh.
That's such a
crazy.
Florida tree, Jeanette.
I know, yeah.
Florida tree.
I'm gonna add the men's golf in this year. This one's the famous red truck.
Yep.
It's in the bag, so but yeah, no, I even have one that is, let's say somebody wants to propose at Christmas.
Oh,
I've got this shell that says, on the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. It would be perfect to go along with an engagement ring, wouldn't it?
that is
Oh
nice.
my gosh.
I thought that would be sweet. So when I came across that, I was like, that was my idea.
Inspiration, we have it. We just got to use it, you know.
That is so sweet.
And it's our imagination versus the world, and what we want and we don't see it, we make it. That's what crafters are like, you know.
I do pets.
Oh dear me. Oh dear.
I can see Laverne on there.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. I can see Laverne.
So Brenda, are you?
Anyway, I've got a million I can't show you, so there's just not enough time.
Are you pretty much set at this point that you're gonna be? When did you actually decide? This is Jeanette's question. When did you actually decide that this was a business, not a hobby?
Yeah.
So I've had to stop and start for the last 3 or 4 years. Life happened with my parents. My mom actually came to live here after my dad passed away during those horrible COVID days. And it changed life for me a lot. So in this last, I would say, in the last 6 months, I really now I get to start. I think, and I pray that I don't have to pause it. That's been my problem, is stopping and starting, because I had to help, take care of my parents and deal with situations that were not optional. It was, so I think we're there.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, what is it that you want this company to be? Like,
so what I want, and this is really where I'm kind of going now. So with my blogging, I am going to be doing recipes, DIY decorating for tables and personal touches. As you can see, you haven't even, you saw the paper stock. I want to do things that will personalize tables for events. My napkin rings that I'll be doing for.
What's your beautiful wedding? Oh my gosh. Beautiful wedding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll be doing those. And then I got beautiful napkins and the placemat, different things. Anyway, so I want to do ideas for full table spreads that will have meal recipes to complement the season, holidays, parties, events, themes, and setting the mood. So that'll all tie back into things that I make, and I can show other people how to make from my blog. I want to provide tools for
her love. That's nice.
Yeah, I want to provide tools for planning, recipe books, table details that make the event personal and special. And then I want to do recipes for diabetics love dessert too, because my mom is actually a diabetic. And so around here, we're always discovering new things that please someone who doesn't get to have sugar like, some of us.
Right.
And so I just feel like my blog will help tie back into all of that, where I see myself more going towards things for table decorations, special things like that, and recipes.
So you're doing more of like home decor, almost like education.
Yeah, just even for instance, this is a turtle that I made from shells.
What? Oh my goodness.
See the head, and then there's the tail.
Oh my goodness.
That is too cute. Oh my God.
Did you get all these shells from the beach?
Yes. And I sat down one day and I said, I want to make a turtle. And I was like, how do I begin? And I got this idea in my head. You know those mannequins, those styrofoam mannequins?
Yeah.
That you can put hats on? Well, I had a whole bunch of them for my crochet days. I cut the top of one of those heads off. I was like,
you made a shell.
I'm sorry, little buddy, but I need your head. And this is what happened.
That is
This is
awesome.
the top of one of those mannequins. And then I started building the shells on top and doing my thing.
That is
my
beautiful.
gosh.
And then my painting came in with that. And I got to show you this because this is such a love of mine. Oh my gosh. You talk about relaxing. Okay.
Oh, wow.
This is a pour painting. Can you see it pretty good?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, it just happened that right here's an eye and here's a mouth right here.
Uh-huh.
That looks to me like a great big fish or whale or whatever you want to call it, a dolphin. And then down here, it looks like there's some dolphins swimming inside.
Oh, yeah. I didn't get it.
Oh, my gosh.
And then here's the bottom fin. Is that not crazy?
That is crazy.
I was thinking that was like a lagoon, like a
Yeah.
Hey, that's what's so cool about art in pour painting is like when you do a painting, it's like you can see so many different things and everybody can appreciate it for what they see, right? And then this is the vase that came out of that pour painting as well.
She just made something out of something else and something else.
Your work, Brenda, is stunning. And it has been such a pleasure to have you. You're going to be on the Evenest site. I've got to have you.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's ever said. Has anybody said that to you? I got to have you. But
it's something.
It is.
One last thing I have to pump in here.
Oh, look!
This is one of my favorites for my ocean, coastal.
And you know what? I saw one of your mugs. They're beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
That is just absolutely gorgeous. Oh,
I love gifting. So I get a lot of orders for like making gifts for people. So that's the special decorating and stuff I do. I make the packages look really, really pretty and add the personalized cards and this and that. And so
real quick, because we're going to, Jeanette's going to have to do her word of the day, but do you do pop-ups or you don't do them anymore? Or did you ever?
I actually have done them, but I'm limited on how much I can do because of my back.
Okay.
Setting the tint up and taking it down is just very, very hard on me. But I will tell you, I am going to be in Myrtle Beach in South Carolina in November at the Dickens Christmas Festival.
Oh, okay.
I was there last year and I'm going to plan to be there this year. So
that's wonderful.
There live.
That is wonderful.
You know what? We may have to go to South Carolina for.
I know, right? For Christmas.
Yeah,
I think so.
Write the show.
Anyway, Brenda, I just want to thank you for being on our show with us. At the same time, the word of the day comes today, and it's just funny how this just happens, but it says position for transition. Okay. Forget the former things. Do not dwell in the past. See, I am doing new things for you. So it comes from Isaiah 43, 18, 19. And what I take from that is that we're all always moving forward, but sometimes people are stuck in the past and don't want to move. So I take it as, forget about that past because God is making a new person in us to move forward, to be able to create our dreams and our joy and our desire. He knows the desires of our hearts. You see, so he brings us to a point where we can say, yes, we can do this because we're transitioning into someone new. From your cancer, you began to crochet. That became into something else. You got married, had kids. That became into something else. You have a whole line, Brenda, of everything because God has inspired in you and gave you the desire to create and bring these beautiful things to people. And that's one of the things he loves about us. And he gives you, everybody has a gift, but you have to get in tune for him. And you're definitely in tune to yours. So that is the word of the day. Okay. I also want to tell people out there that if you're ever interested in coming on our show, because we have reels we can get, please send us an email, having fun with J&J show at gmail.com, or give us a call at 813-314-7019. And that is the word of the day.
So Brenda, again, Jeanette's already said it, but Thank you so much. Give us your give us the name of your store again and your website real quick. Pull that
Just
up
say
again.
it. You can
Yeah,
just say it if you want.
Yeah, Coastline Boutique.
Okay, and the Gmail is?
The Gmail is Shop Coastline Boutique at Gmail.
Okay.
And everybody check out her stuff.
Yes.
It's amazing, and she's going to be blogging, so check for her blog. And we're going to have her back when she starts her blog because we want to see what she's up to.
Yeah,
but thank you everybody for joining us this week. We've had 2 shows that have been so wonderful. Happy I never want to say happy Memorial Day. I want you to have a safe and blessed Memorial Day. Remember those who gave it all so that we could stand here and sit here and talk all this fun stuff. Jeanette served, my father served, my son served, my husband served, all my family has. Brenda's family.
My father was a Marine and my children.
Yep. And so we want to make sure everybody thinks a little bit about the red, white, and blue, and just enjoy the weekend with your friends and family. That's so important. And shout out to all the crafters. Have a wonderful weekend. Brenda, thank you so much. We just
thank you so much,
having you, and it's just been an amazing time. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.